Welcome to Sippin' Tea with Tommy B. I am Tommy Byers. Today we are joined by political commentator and contestant on the Traitors, a show that is streaming now only on Peacock, Quentin Jiles. And so you graduated here at Lamar University and with a degree in social work. But how are you able to transition into political commentating?
The beautiful thing about social work is it's not as traditional as people think. You know, there are various avenues that social workers take. For one, when we talk about politics and we talk about creating laws, a social worker, and from my perspective, wants a law that is equitable and fair to all people, so that the clients that we serve can have access to the things that they need to have access to, so that they can aspire and be able to reach for the careers and the lifestyles that they want. But we know that the laws that are put in place either help or hurt a people. And so social work is directly connected to politics in ensuring that laws are fair and equitable for all people.
Right. And during your time here at Lamar University, you showed great leadership skills. You were the president of the NAACP. You were also on the Student Advisory Committee. So how were those opportunities able to advance your career and your leadership skills?
You know, being president of NAACP really helped me. It was my first shot of truly leading a group of folks. I had done some other leadership work, but I wasn't the number one person, if you will, in the structure. And so leading those amazing individuals really, it sharpened me, because I didn't know what I was doing. You know, I made a lot of mistakes in leading people. But one thing that I was grateful for was that they continued to have my back and continued to encourage me to be a better leader. And so heading up the NAACP, being Student Government Association president the following year really helped me hone in on what it means to be a leader and what it means to stand in the gap for someone. I think going into leadership, I thought it was supposed to be all about me. Now, from those experiences, I realized that leadership is not all about me. It's about the people that I serve. I just happen to be in the position of power to do it.
Right. And you've been able to create a success through creating a new voice for yourself. I noticed that you have a show called Q with Q on Instagram. How did that concept for the show come about, and what is your inspiration behind it?
Oh man, honestly, I just started talking. That it was no rhyme or reason to begin with. I just really enjoyed politics. I really enjoyed learning about how laws are created and what laws were going to be on the books. And so I just got online and started talking. And then it gained traction. Thank you, Lord. It gained traction, and people were commenting and DMing and telling me thank you so much for helping them understand what was going on in an informative and humorous type of way. And so I decided to double down on it. Ultimately, I ended up walking away from my 9-to-5 job when I was still doing traditional social work, and went all in on political commentary online. And literally, I think a week after I walked away from my 9-to-5 job was when I got my first TV hit that I didn't even pitch for. They found me for Great Day Washington, which is like one of the top news stations in the country. So there was no rhyme or reason to begin with. There was just passion and execution and determination.
Right. And speaking of that execution and determination for the future, recently we have seen celebrities. Would you say that celebrities and identity politics is going to influence future elections?
Oh man, well, celebrities, I would say they have a certain type of social clout that not many people have. And so they can influence their supporter base or followers to either support or not support a piece of legislation, an idea, a cultural topic, if you will. And so I think celebrities play a vital part of that political structure. And at the same time, I think it's important to understand that a celebrity is also not a lawmaker, is also not an expert in said field like PhDs are, or people who study a certain thing, right? I think they play a critical role, but we have to be able to parse out who they are and what they're actually standing for. Identity politics, I'm not a person that enjoys identity politics because it is easy to be a wolf in sheep's clothing, because anyone can dress themselves up as something to identify with a certain base. I am much more interested in someone who stands 10 toes down and is the person that they are and stands on the policies and legislation that they want to promote, and convincing folks in a democratic way to get behind their ideology if it serves them. So that's what I think, but I do think that identity politics works. I think that it's also unfortunate how easy it works, because a lot of people get fooled and misinformed by that as well.
Right. And do you think that individuals are able to connect to certain individuals based off of beliefs and how they better connect to them versus just someone who's a career politician?
Oh, absolutely. People want people. I think that's the beautiful thing about millennials and Gen Zers standing up in ways that previous younger generations, when they were younger, did not. Millennials and Gen Zers in particular want authenticity, and they want people who are going to run for those positions of power to be in, Congress, whether it be on the state or the federal level, or to be the president, to be a person that is about what they believe in, not a person that is placating to old ideology or placating to a fringe group of people. And so the electorate is huge, right? The beautiful thing about this country is everyone gets a voice, and everyone gets a voice via their vote. But I think millennials and Gen Zers in particular are rising in a way that clearly, based on the numbers, wasn't expected in the midterms or the previous presidential election. And those voters are demanding that these people who want these positions of power are, one, sufficient enough to do the job, but also are authentic in who they are.
Well, Quentin, I greatly appreciate you for joining us for this interview. And I want to thank our viewers for watching. And to see more content from LUTV News, like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Thank you.